Greetings.
Greetings.
As some of you know, I'm very much into the naturopathic lifestyle. And basically, naturopathy is based on the ideology that in order to maintain and sustain homeostasis, you have to have the proper diet, exercise, mental state, how you handle stress, and also proper breathing techniques, which a lot of folks don't take into consideration. And homeostasis is basically the state of biochemical equilibrium. In other words, the absence of disease. So what brought me to this non-status quo, outside of the metaphorical box style of living? Well, that's a good question. Well, one, I have no faith in allopathic medicine. But more importantly, about 5 or 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to attend a lecture by a naturopathic doctor named Dr. Izay Sari. And the lecture was about 3 or 4 hours, and it was probably the most enlightening and informative lecture I had ever been to. I had been to many at that particular time. But during the course of the lecture, he asked the audience a series of questions. He said, by a show of hands, how many of you in here are familiar with the ingredients that are in your soap that you use to wash your body with every day? Hopefully every day, hopefully. Nobody raised their hand. He said, how many of you in here are familiar with what's in your deodorant that you put on your arms every day? Nobody raised their hand. He said, what about the shampoo that you use to wash your hair with? Again, nobody raised their hand. He said, how many of you in here drive? Everybody raised their hand. One guy raised both hands. I guess this fool was driving 2 cars. He said, how many of you in here did all sorts of research about the specs of the car, about the price of the car dealership before you went out and bought the car? Everybody raised their hand. He said, just as I suspected. We put more emphasis on material things than we do those things that we use every day that could potentially cause us dis-ease. So he went on to start talking about the chemicals that are in the products that we use every day. So me being the curious person that I am, right after the lecture, I went home and I gathered up all the toiletries that I use every day, and I began to do my due diligence and research the ingredients. So what I came across, for example, was looking at my toothpaste and searching the ingredients. I found one chemical to be sodium fluoride. Now, sodium fluoride is a chemical that's also in rat poison. It's also known to dumb you down because it works on the part of the brain that invokes resistance, right? And it's also was allegedly used in the concentration camps in Nazi Germany to inculcate docility in the Jews to make them easier to exterminate. Now, another chemical I found was propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is a humectant, H-U-M-E-C-T-A-N-T. A humectant is an ingredient that allows a product to maintain its moisture. But it's also found in car antifreeze and also in de-icing solutions for cars, boats, airplanes, etc. So if you ever find yourself out of toothpaste and you got some antifreeze laying around, just stick your toothbrush in antifreeze because that's what you're basically brushing teeth with. Another ingredient I found was sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, which is probably the most dangerous and the most ubiquitous ingredient because it's in everything that we use, from shampoo, soap, toothpaste, etc. There was a study done out of the Georgia Medical College that showed that SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, penetrated into the eyes and also the brain, the liver, and gallbladder and showed long-term retention in the tissues of these organs. Also, sodium lauryl sulfate was shown to penetrate the eyes of young children, thus causing their eyes to develop improperly. Then the last ingredient I'll talk about for the sake of time that I found in my toothpaste was sodium saccharin. Now, this product is also found in rat poison, but it's also a known carcinogen. Stop. Think with me for a second here. If the National Cancer Institute, right, which is the government's primary agency for for cancer research, if they were really sincere about finding a cure for cancer, well, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but doesn't it make sense to remove to remove these known carcinogens from the products that we use every day? I mean, if they were really sincere. So think about this. So while they got you running for cancer, doing jumping jacks for cancer. Hell, they got you shadow boxing for cancer. All the while, we're being sold products that could potentially cause cancer. And this is sanctioned by the government. Criminal, I say. So, I digress though. But getting back to the toothpaste. So this is Crest Pro Health. I actually got this from my dentist 2 years ago. The active ingredient in this Crest Pro Health that I got from my dentist is stannous fluoride, which is nothing but a variant of sodium fluoride. Now get this. It says products containing stannous fluoride may produce surface staining on the teeth. Now, the product that I got from my dentist may actually produce surface staining on my teeth, okay? Now think about that. The second sentence says, adequate toothbrushing may prevent these stains, which are not harmful or permanent and may be removed by your dentist. So the product that the dentist gives you could possibly cause surface staining on your teeth, but don't worry, it's not permanent. You can go back to the dentist and have the dentist remove the stains from your teeth. It's ridiculous. Think about this. The last sentence says, but this Crest is specially formulated to help prevent staining. I mean, is that not doublespeak or what? So I say, in conclusion, folks, we have gone from the agricultural age to the industrial age, and now we're in the age of information. Information technology. We have more information at our disposal than any other time ever. So there, in the area of jurisprudence, they say that ignorance of the law is no excuse. So there's no excuse for us to be using these potentially harmful, well, not potentially, but these harmful chemicals that we use in the products that we use every day. There's no excuse. So I implore you guys to go home tonight or over the weekend and do your due diligence and research what it is you're actually using. What it is you're actually using, because if it's easy to go to the internet and look up any ingredient for any of the products that we're using. So I implore you guys to go home tonight and do your due diligence. However, if you're one of those folks who think that, God is going to protect you and God is going to watch over you and that, it really doesn't matter, then fine, you continue doing what you're doing. But for those who want to be an informed consumer, I please implore you to go home and do your due diligence and research the products that you use every day on your hair, your skin, and the stuff that you use to brush your teeth. Madam Toastmaster.